This is the most confusing world in Minecraft history, and I used it to troll my friend. If at any point he catches me out, then the video ends. So the story begins as I brought my friend inside this normal looking house, and so far he hadn't noticed anything suspicious.
I like it. I like this place.
But before he came online, I'd secretly turned this entire house into a spaceship. So I encouraged him to go and take a bathroom break, and he went AFK. And it was now or never. So I ran over to the rocket controller that I'd hidden as a furnace, and it was time for liftoff. Ladies and gentlemen, we were away. And I was praying that he didn't come back before we reached the atmosphere, otherwise the video would be ruined. And luckily we'd made it. And Mello came back 2 minutes later and had no clue that he was now in space.
Yo.
But I now had an issue because he was about to start suffocating any minute unless I pressurized the cabin. I had to get to the pressurizer I'd hidden below me, but he kept turning around and looking at me. And if I didn't fix this quickly, he would know that I was trolling him. So in the spur of a moment, I sent him mining to distract him.
Wait, I found iron.
I quickly solved the issue, and as he was busy digging around, I flew the house back to Earth, arriving here. We were now at troll number 2, and my friend had to complete this maze. So I sent him inside, and he began working his way around.
How have I not found the exit yet?
And so far he was confident because this maze looked pretty easy. Well, not anymore, because I'd secretly rigged it with a hidden track below, meaning that I could move the exit with these motion blocks. And to make it worse, I'd also hidden these motors allowing me to rotate parts of the maze, so the entire thing was constantly changing. It was now time to activate the troll, and my friend was having way too much fun. So as he neared the exit, I snuck down below to push the minecart and try and block up the exit. I had to make sure that I didn't go quiet because otherwise he would know I was up to something. So I quickly pushed the minecart, and after some struggle, I'd managed to block it up. He hadn't noticed, and the exit was now all the way on the other side of the maze. He even went near the new exit and got suspicious because the blocks looked different.
Almost there. Wait, already? Wait, what's this?
But thankfully, he couldn't actually push them. So it was now time to activate the rotating motors. And as he continued in the maze, I saw my chance and took the risk. I'd hidden these ladders under retextured trapdoors so I could sneak down without being seen. And as I rotated the maze, I thought that I was in the clear. But suddenly he began rushing towards me as he heard me opening a trapdoor.
Oh, what was that? Wait, hold on.
I started panicking and I had to get out fast to hide the evidence.
I keep hearing things. I'm hearing things.
If he saw the maze moving, he would catch me out and we'd never make it to the most confusing troll waiting at the end. But by some miracle, I played it off and he headed to the new exit.
Dude, I'm going in a loop. I swear. What is this?
I decided to let him lead the maze. So we headed to number 3 where I was about to pull off the most insane troll yet. I began by asking him to build a house.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is gonna be such a nice house.
And luckily, he chose this spot right here. Why is that a good thing? Because I'd secretly connected this hidden rotating platform to the area he was going to build on. And underneath this platform, I'd made an awful looking dirt house, which was upside down, for now. So when he finished his house, I could activate the motor I'd hidden under this tree, replacing his house with a dirt shack. I was nervous because this could easily go wrong. And so far, he didn't suspect a thing. But just moments in, the first issue arose as he headed to break this tree to get material. The same tree that was hiding my mechanism underneath. And if he broke a single block of the tree, he would ruin my entire plan. I'd managed to save myself by the skin of my teeth and sent him in the other direction.
Hey, you know, but Birch is like the worst one.
It had worked, but he was getting more suspicious. And since he was back building his house, I went to check on the motor to make sure it was ready for use. And this was going to be difficult because he kept asking what I was up to. And in a moment of panic, as he turned around, I covered up the motor, but I messed up the lock. I couldn't fix it as he was standing right there. And it was now time to flip his beautiful house, so I told him to go mining to get some stone.
So I guess I'll just start building down over here.
He fell for the distraction, and I went for it. So I rushed into his house and began gluing all of the blocks to the ground. And I only had a few moments before he was likely to head back, so I had to be really quick. My hands were shaking, I wasn't being fast enough. I was nearly done when he started heading back.
Alright, let me come back.
My heart was pounding. I deleted any of the blocks I missed and rotated the house just in time. And luckily, I don't think that he saw it flipping, so his new house was ready. He was confused what happened to his house.
Wait.
Oh my god, what did you build?
What? I didn't build this?
He clearly knew that I'd done something, but I had no clue that his house was actually upside down right under his feet. And before he could investigate and catch me out, we headed to the next troll, which was the riskiest one yet. His task was simply to get these diamonds on the other side of the cave. But hidden underneath this stone, I'd built the most confusing parkour in Minecraft history. Each of these conveyor belts runs at different speeds in different directions, pushing you towards your death, and blocks which rotate at 256 times a second. But I have another trick on my sleeve. You'll see what that is shortly.
I have no idea what I'm looking at here.
And just like that, he'd started the course and he was making some progress. Somehow he sped straight through the first obstacles and he was finding this way too easy. But luckily he didn't know that the actual difficulty was just around the corner. After struggling for a bit, he managed to safely navigate over these rotating ice blocks.
Okay, I got this.
And hopped over this magma. But now he saw my real tricks.
What was that?
And what he didn't know is I could secretly alter the speed and the rotation of each of these blocks. And the ultimate plan was that I was going to send him the wrong way around the entire course.
What is happening?
My obstacles were working like a charm as he died over and over again.
No!
But then he eventually figured out the route.
Okay.
I couldn't believe it and I was gutted that he managed to figure out what I was up to. Just kidding. Because I just sent him in the complete wrong direction. Because the correct route was actually this way.
Oh my goodness, I did all that for nothing.
After 30 minutes of continuous suffering, he made it to the diamond. And his suspicions were easing because he hadn't seen me use any redstone. But this was my entire plan. Because we were now one step closer to the ultimate troll and things were about to get crazy. So I brought him to my farm and his task was simply to put all of these animals in the correct pens. He thought it was gonna be easy, but of course, that wasn't the case. Come on guys, you know this by now. See, the dirt blocks in the pig pen were actually retextured fan blocks. So when I stepped on this hidden pressure plate, the pigs could fly up in the air and get safely pushed by these other fans into this hidden chamber. This hidden room of sheep would then fall down, taking their place, and Mello would have no idea what just happened. And luckily, he started with the pigs.
Oh, wait, these guys following me. Okay.
As he gathered them up, everything was going smoothly and I was praying that he wouldn't notice the unusual looking dirt blocks. If he even right-clicked once, he would open the fan and ruin my entire plan. And just as I predicted, he started to question the textures.
When I go inside here, these pigs look ginormous.
And I had no choice but to play it off and keep it moving.
Why do they look huge?
Now, as he finished with the pigs, I edged closer to the hidden pressure plate. I needed to get this activated quickly. But every time I was gonna do it, he came running by and he was gonna see me if I even tried. And as he started moving the cows, it was now time to strike. I successfully activated the mechanism. I quickly went to check it out, but the sheep redstone had been jammed. The server was lagging and they were now stuck. And I had no time to fix this because Mello was literally right behind me. If he caught me now, it was all ruined. But luckily, I still had the cow troll. See, I'd secretly put fans on this floor too, but these ones were set to max strength. So when he completed the task, I could run up these stairs, secretly activating this tripwire hook, and well, you'll see what happens next. So I went to activate the cow troll, but Mello had now noticed that the pigs were missing.
Hold on. Dude, what happened to all my pigs?
I didn't even know what to say. He could even hear the pig sounds coming from the chamber behind this wall.
Wait, I can still hear the pigs though.
If he mined a single block, he was gonna see my redstone. I had no choice but to quickly remove the pigs and stop the sound. Since he was distracted, it was the perfect time, so I went and activated the tripwire hook. And you could say that it had worked. But now the cows were missing, he was onto me.
What just happened to all my cows?
I thought it was all over and the ultimate troll would never get used. So I thought fast, grabbed the diamond sword, and accused him of killing the animal. Wait, you killed all your cows?
No, I didn't. Don't accuse me of such things.
There's a sword on the floor. You killed the cows.
That's not my sword.
And after barely succeeding, we headed to troll number 6, and I couldn't risk this one going wrong. All Mello had to do now was reach the top of this mountain. So he started heading up and was making good progress.
Wait, what is this? What was that?
Before he came online, I'd actually terraformed this mountain so I could essentially guess which route he would take to the top. But along this path, I built secret mechanisms which would push him all the way back to the start. After getting pushed down once, he was now trying again, making his way around my path and heading up here. But this was exactly what I had planned, because he had just spotted this super obvious troll, but I'd actually disabled this one to try and make him paranoid, and it was working perfectly. So as he headed around the next corner...
Oh, this way, okay.
He was getting too comfortable because he thought that all the mechanisms were broken, but then stepping right onto the tripwire I'd hidden at his feet.
What does that say? This way. Why is... What?
No! The mechanism had activated, but he'd somehow managed to avoid it. I couldn't believe it. He was literally 1 millisecond out of the fan's range, and now he'd seen my tricks. These pistons were meant to be hidden, but he'd seen them moving and now was looking right at them. In a second of panic, I knew I had to distract him somehow. Oh my god, wait, do you see how big that mountain is behind? I couldn't mess up, only 3 steps away from the final troll, so I quickly moved him along, thankfully falling onto this hidden conveyor block.
Jump over? No!
And then completing the challenge. We were now at the next troll, and this one had the highest risk of being caught yet. For this task, all Mello had to do was find 3 diamonds in this cave. So he began his search looking all around the area, but he was yet to find any, because the first one was right under his feet. See, I'd built a hidden room under the cave system and attached all the diamonds to these minecarts, allowing me to move them so they were impossible to find. Then whenever he gets close to one, it would magically vanish. He was now getting close to the diamond, so I quickly snuck into Spectator and headed into the room to activate the minecart. I didn't have long before he would notice that I was missing, and I had to shift down here, otherwise he would see my name tag. Success! The diamond was now flying around the track and went to the opposite side of the cave. So I quickly headed back up and acted like I was helping him to locate them. But suddenly things took a turn for the worse. As he was searching, he was claiming to have seen one of the diamonds moving.
I don't know. I saw a diamond and it just ran away.
And luckily the reverse card had worked and he stopped questioning me and continued his search. But now I needed to win back his trust. So I decided to take things into my own hands and placed a real diamond. And after finding it, he now believed that this was a real challenge.
No way, that was there the whole time.
So whilst he was distracted, I noticed a piece of redstone that I had left uncovered in the main cave. And by some miracle, he hadn't even seen this yet. Whew. And it was fixed. But just as I thought I was in the clear, everything came crashing down. Whilst I'd been busy fixing the redstone, he came across one of the fake diamonds. I hadn't had time to move it and he was now trying to mine it. He now knew that I was up to something and I made it even worse by trying to move the diamond, but I did it too late.
Oh, I found a diamond. Wait.
He literally watched as the diamond ran away from him. But I had to find a way to save this. As he was watching the diamond run away from him, I snuck behind and placed a real diamond to try and gaslight him. And he was now confused about what was even happening.
Oh, I got a diamond.
So before things could get any worse, I took him away, and we were now only 2 steps away from the ultimate troll. For this challenge, Mello had to complete this parkour. He managed to do this one earlier, so he had no worries at all. But this one was a little different, because I built this before he came online, so entire platforms would spin. He'd have to get across vertically rotating jumps and hidden conveyors which would throw him into the void below. The first obstacle was one that he recognized. Since he'd done these ones earlier, he knew what he was doing. Well, kind of. And after making the clutch of a century, he was across. But the hard part was actually still coming. See, I hadn't activated the rotating platforms yet, so he just saw a bunch of easy jumps. Now, as he stepped on these pressure plates, he activated the hidden fans.
No!
But he just happened to land on the platform, first time avoiding any of the danger. Now he was onto the conveyor platform and he was yet to see what it did. I almost got him, but he just managed to stay on the edge. And now he knew how it worked, he jumped straight across the rest. It was now time for me to activate the chaos.
This is not Minecraft. This just isn't.
And whilst he was busy understanding what was even happening at this point, I snuck below the second platform and activated the vertical rotation.
What is that?
In the blink of an eye, he jumped straight onto the platform. And somehow he wasn't even falling off. He was still going.
Oh, I'm still alive!
And made it first time onto the last obstacle, the floating fans. He was briefly kicked for flying and was faced with the final jump into the water below. But because his suspicions were so high, he was reluctant to jump down. My plan was to replace the water with air the second he landed, so he would die. But he was too quick and he beat my troll. I couldn't allow this to happen, so I took him to the next troll, which was the craziest one yet. For this troll, he was trapped inside a house and all he had to do was find the way out. Only, I secretly installed a fake block mod and used it on this window, meaning the only escape was by literally crawling through the glass. I also made a bunch of fake exits to confuse him so he would question literally everything. He made a quick start, dashing into the first room and headed straight for this giant painting. I couldn't believe that he found an exit already. Well, actually, it was totally fake. He now realized that this was going to be harder than he expected. And as he got distracted by this bed, it was time for me to get to work. I took my chance and I ran to make a secret exit in the hallway. But as I broke the blocks, he heard me and ran out to see what I was doing.
Are you doing something?
Somehow I'd managed to cover it up before he caught me and everything was going well for now. So as he entered the next room, I continued making the exit. But this time he charged out of the room before I could cover up the hole.
There's what are you breaking?
Oh, no. Just keep
Wait,
checking.
what is this?
Whoa. Wait, did I actually escape?
He found my exit and he was now going to escape. I literally ruined the entire troll. Only this was actually a fake exit, which he fell for completely.
Wow, I should have known. That was too easy.
So he was now back at square one and entered the room with the real exit. I was getting nervous in case he noticed the glass looked a little different. But in advance, I placed a fake furnace here to throw him off and keep him distracted. Mello suddenly noticed the trapdoors and began using them to crawl right in front of the fake glass. If he even moved 1 inch to the left, he would find the exit.
Like, they don't really seem to get me anywhere.
I stood there nervously waiting, just praying he didn't find it, and somehow he missed it. I actually couldn't believe it, so I directed him to check out the other room. He was getting really suspicious and tried to catch me making a secret tunnel in the hallway.
Stop! Every time I leave you alone, you do something. Okay, I'm keeping an eye on you.
But this time, as he approached the fake glass again, I stood there to try and deter him from getting near it. But this time, he'd found the exit. We were now at the most confusing troll in Minecraft history. And as Mello entered this house, I began my magic. Ladies and gentlemen, I present a 250 block piston, which was now secretly pushing Mello across 3 different biomes. And whilst I distracted him to prevent him from looking outside, the house had now moved all the way to a giant void. He had no clue what just happened, and it was time to bring him outside.
What? Wait, what just happened? I'm so confused. I'm never recording with you again.